guys, it's another episode of PoCommunity, and I'm here with Tyler Hatch from DFI Forensics. How's it going?
Really good, Mike. How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Tell me a little bit about DFI.
DFI Forensics is a digital forensics and incident response firm, and most people don't really know what that is. But basically, it's like CSI on computers. So when something's happened and you need to figure out exactly how somebody may have hacked a computer or an IT system, we go in and we gather the evidence, we trace the clues, and really just tell the story of an event.
How did you get into that? That's crazy.
Well, we actually we do a lot of work for lawyers. So when there's an event that involves computers and it gives rise to a lawsuit, we come in and we do our thing there and get the evidence for court. And so I actually used to be a lawyer. So in 2010, I stopped practicing law, and I just kind of stumbled into this field, ironically, on my way back into law. But yeah, I liked it so much, and it's so relevant. Like using technology to really get that evidence these days is so relevant, and it's not going anywhere. It's a great time to be in the business, and I fell really in love with it and decided to make a business out of it. So here we am.
That's crazy. That's awesome. That's definitely a field, like, unless you were like kind of digging into or like in a somewhat related field, you would never even think about it. But
100%.
I mean, with today's climate and everything moving to that online, like everything's gonna be online, even like with banking online, the hackers being able to do that, like your company would be key for solving that kind of stuff, correct? Right?
Yeah, it's really important. And sometimes we're not even solving something. Sometimes just producing evidence. Like when you think of all the text message conversations that we have, we're basically leaving a giant transcript of all of our discussions out there.
Yeah.
And if that becomes relevant to a lawsuit, then producing it is important. And if it's important enough of a conversation, it's best to do it through an independent third party with the appropriate tools to be able to make sure that it's verified. And so that's a simple thing what we do. But generally, there's more to it than just producing things that are already there.
Does it always involve like court, or can it just be like someone personally got hacked and they just want like some kind of digging into it, and it's not, they don't want to go that far, but it's like more of like a private.
Most definitely, yeah. So we do work for individuals. It's not always a court situation, but there is often a dispute at the heart of it where somebody's either being harassed or their privacy is being invaded, or there's a marital dispute, something like that. So there's generally some sort of conflict involved. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, where are you guys based out of?
We're based out of Langley, but we do work right across North America. Yeah. So we have satellite offices in Vancouver and Calgary and Toronto. I just hired somebody yesterday in Toronto full time, so I got boots on the ground there. So that's really exciting.
Nice.
And so once we have that East Coast, West Coast established in Canada, I want to dip down more into the States and get some business there.
Oh, cool.
Just keep growing this thing, man. Yeah,
nice. So you started it out here? Was like Langley the first?
Langley was a home base. And so pretty much 2 years ago to the day we started the company. And at that time, it was a co-working arrangement, much like Fountainhead Network here in Coquitlam. So I started off with really just a mailing address. And if I was meeting clients, I would book the boardroom. And as the business grew, I got a full-time office, and we squished some equipment and personnel in there, and then we got some more space up the hall, and now I have my office, and we have the lab, and we have more people, and it's a really great way to kind of grow a business within this kind of environment. So, Langley's our home base.
That's wicked. That 2 years expanding to that many locations, that shows how like key and relevant this kind of work would be in today's climate.
Definitely.
I guess really your business hasn't been affected that much through COVID.
Yes and no. So it actually like the two areas where we work are the legal aspect, where there's courtroom and court cases involved, and then really the other aspect is when businesses get hit by a cyber attack. So that's your ransomware attack, data breaches, anything like that. So during COVID, courts shut down, and lawyers were working remotely like everybody else, and court cases really kind of ground to a halt. So that work slowed down. But with everybody working remotely, IT networks and businesses got harder to secure. And so cyber attacks increased dramatically.
Oh, wow.
So one area of our business fell, one area of it increased, and we seem to have gotten through pretty well. Cool. Yeah. So it was really exciting to kind of make through a really scary time.
Yeah, it really depends on the type of business you're in. I had somebody in here recently that talked about their like brewery company, and
Yeah.
that's like how they didn't suffer in that side of it, because it was considered an essential business and people were drinking more than ever, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy how it could really affect some,
Yeah.
and or just adapting, like you said, you kind of got more
Mhm.
on the other side of things and you had to concentrate and do more of that, and that's
Right.
adapting with the times and just making it work for yourself, right?
Yeah. It was a really scary time, and I initially was so upset about everything that was going around me with my friends getting laid off, and I was so worried about everybody else that I didn't really stop and think about my own self and my own business. And it kind of hit me one day, and kind of got really hard. But what I like to do when I'm fortunate enough to be in a good situation is I try to help other people. So I got together with one of my employment law friends, and he's the company lawyer as well, and so we got a service where he discounted his services. DFI Forensics paid for them. And then anybody that we knew that needed legal advice as a result of any employment situation due to COVID could go to Christianov's, get some legal advice, make their decision about going to work or not going to work, or being laid off versus the other things that employers were trying to do. So it was a really important thing to help the community and the people around me. So that was one cool thing that came out of it as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I find that like people had to reach to meet people a lot more than just like going to events. Like
Yeah.
obviously you had to do the online Zoom meetings, and not everybody's
Yeah.
very comfortable in those kinds of things. But
Very true.
it seems like entrepreneurs, there's not many middle of the ground entrepreneurs right now. It was either like give up,
Yeah.
or go harder than ever before.
Exactly.
If you
right.
can succeed during this crappy
Mhm.
time, just imagine what you can do when it's done.
Right.
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 So that's what I've been trying to talk to people like in this industry, like just being an entrepreneur. Not that's what I consider an industry that is can go to so many other industries, right?
Yeah.
Just keep like what the drive that initially made you become that entrepreneur. Like use it more
Use
than
it,
ever
yeah.
right now. Don't handcuff yourselves and just give up.
Yeah,
Because
because if it's not COVID, it's going to be the next thing.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurs really have the ability, and they need to dig deep and force themselves through difficult times. And that's what separates people from being a true entrepreneur versus somebody who just bought themselves a job by opening their own business. There's a really key difference there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always like to see people push through. And the same thing with you guys. I mean, you guys, your opening here was delayed, and all you did was work hard and work through it and adapt. So good job on you.
And we're still trying. I mean, it's still scary times. People aren't very certain of like those home offices that they got comfortable in.
Mhm.
Do they want to leave it with the possibility of having to go back?
Yeah.
That's I still think, like, you've seen the numbers kind of go up here.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what people's beliefs are on it. Certain people are going to be the ones that control what happens in our society, right?
Yeah.
So it's it can be scary. We just know that there's going to be hard work from the get go, no matter what. This was another basically trip. Like it was just another stumble that we would have to. We knew we were going to hit stumbles, but this is just a really big one. But positivity.
100% positivity. A lot of positive stuff will come out of COVID, because when you look at the forced adaptation that we all had to make, like Zoom meetings and stuff like that, people had to get comfortable using technology that they wouldn't have otherwise used. And some of it will stick around. And I notice now, even the restaurants are open. For example, there's always this little QR code on the table now. You just pull up a menu. I think that's great. And I think it should stick around. It saves you touching menus that are dirty and sticky and gross. And some restaurants will bring them back, and that's fine too. But to have the option to pull up a menu on your phone and pay on your phone and all these little things that have come about now, I think it's really exciting that it's forced the use of technology a little bit further than if we didn't have it. So
and I honestly think some industries, it was kind of a kick. It was a kick to them. Kick in the ass, basically, to clean up their how they do things. And like restaurants, I actually feel that quality of food has gone up significantly since this has all happened. It's fresh. It's not even that it's fresh. It's like it's that scared feeling of possibly losing your business, even though the food industry didn't suffer that much for pickup and stuff, but just that we can't afford to go make a subpar dish right now, because there's so many other businesses that are doing the best they've ever done.
That's right.
That they'll go to them. So I feel like it can go be from like the top restaurants to McDonald's, and McDonald's is even doing better. Like it has cleaned up a lot.
Right.
And I think more good will come out of this in the end.
Yeah.
It should, at least. If it doesn't, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we just really need to appreciate what we have in normal everyday life, hopefully we get that normal back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I really just hope people can keep positive and just realize, like, just grind. You're gonna just think of it all. Failing isn't actually failing. It's just like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of it gives you a little bit of you have to fix that fail, and it actually will make you stronger, right? So
yeah, in business and in life, we all stumble, and you have to learn from it and move on, and that's what life's really about. It's a journey.
Yeah,
so
man.
Not a sprint.
With DFI, like, how would someone find you on the internet?
Yeah, we're on all social media. So we're particularly active on Instagram.
Yeah.
I have, if you want to follow Britton Van City on Instagram, she's the one who does my Instagram now. She's a brilliant person for that, and she's doing a great job building our following. And it's one less thing that I have to do as a business owner now. I've taken off that hat to her, and just been a wonderful partnership. So we're on all Instagram, Facebook to a lesser degree, Twitter to a lesser degree, although we are on there at DFI Forensics. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, and I'm trying to get our YouTube channel up and running. So if anybody's watching this and you want to subscribe to the DFI Forensics YouTube channel,
cool.
I'd love to hit that 100 mark so that we can actually change it to an easier URL.
Nice, yeah.
So yeah, we'll just be at DFI Forensics there as well. And then as well as our website, all the information is there, dfiforensics.ca. I can always reach out to me on social media and LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, cool. It's good. We're happy to be around and be found. When people want to find us, there's a lot of search terms to use, and we're hopefully ranking in Google in a lot of them. So we tend to connect with a lot of people these days.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's really good.
Congrats on the success, and I appreciate look forward to talking more.
Yeah, likewise, for sure. Yeah, thanks for having me by.
No problem.